Physical health, mental health, and spiritual health. Which one is more important? Let's talk about it today on Happy Hour. Welcome back to Happy Hour, our podcast for young adults here at the Cathedral of the Most Sacred Heart of Jesus. I'm Rick.
I'm Holly.
And I'm Janet.
And we threw out a trick question already. Which one's more important? I think they're equally important.
Mm-hmm. I would agree.
Right?
Yes.
I mean,
think-
ultimately,
yeah.
obviously, the spiritual component, right? But don't the other things tie into that?
Absolutely.
Oh, good. That's why we're going to talk about all three today and not just one of them.
Yeah.
You know, we have spoken about mental health before, right? But when we were talking, we're like, hey, what about this whole like taking care of your body kind of thing? Maybe we should talk about that. And it's like, oh, what about spiritual life? And obviously, I mean, many of our podcasts revolve around our spiritual lives and taking care of our spiritual lives. But being intentional and thinking of it as similar to taking care of your body, taking care of your mental health, I think is actually a really good approach for people. I think that approach is left out because sometimes I feel like maybe we kind of think of it over there. Like, okay, the spiritual component, I'll listen to a podcast or I'll read a book or something, not take it, or I go to church. But the reality is it needs just as much attention as physical and mental, right? Or am I crazy?
No, you're right.
No, you're
it's
right.
Like,
Good.
it's like reps at a gym, right?
Mm.
You have to get those reps in physically. And I guess you could do it mentally if you're doing anything, studying, education, or educating yourself. And then with spiritual life, it's the same thing. Like, you don't just go into an adoration chapel and you can sit there an hour and a half and be fine. No, nobody can start
Right.
like that, right? So we have to build up those reps, right? And we have to start incrementally increasing our time with the Lord. And then also just just working on that, because that's something you don't want to just stay stagnant in that. That's not the goal right here. So
I like that. Yeah. If you're going to build muscle, first of all, it takes time.
right. And you
Right.
don't do a deadlift right at the beginning.
Yeah.
Right. Just
Unless you take that word very seriously, because that's what'll happen.
Oh,
but yeah,
gosh.
no, you can't just jump right in and start
It can
benching
be very
300
difficult.
pounds. And yeah, I mean, that's so it takes time, it takes effort, and it takes consistency.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Like that's the key. I would say the three of us around this table, look, I think we can probably fairly say we all pay attention. Let's start with the physical, right? With our physical bodies. I think we do our best that we can to take care of our physical bodies. Like, what are some things that you guys like to do that are because there's some things I love and there are some things I cannot stand. And I'll definitely share those. But let's start off nice and talk about the things that we like to do to take care of our bodies. So it can be working out. It can be things that we eat. It can be all those kind of things. What's it for you, Janet? What's your go-to? When you're like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna work out or I'm gonna eat better. Whatever it is. What's your go-to?
Yeah, my go-to is running. And okay, so I was like a sprinter in high school, and looking back, I realized, wow, like I would have been a way better long distance runner, because sprinting definitely like messed up my knees and all this. And I just genuinely in the beginning though, like when I started getting back into like running and doing long distance running, it was really, I kind of, in a sense, had a bad relationship with it. I was doing it because I was like, I need to lose weight, or, just kind of having like these like bouts of like body dysmorphia, always kind of thinking of like body image and like, what is like this ideal beauty standard that we have in our society and our world. But then I realize, and I think that's why it's so important that we're talking about this today, like all three of these like realms here can beautifully blend and intertwine. And for me, that really, running has become such a good prayer for me. And yeah, letting it kind of intertwine with my spiritual life has made the biggest difference.
Wow.
So that's why like running is my go-to. And it's just like, I don't know, it's just so, I look forward to that time. And I look forward to that time of being able to be alone but be alone like with God while moving my body.
Yeah.
Because I can just talk to him the whole entire time that I'm running. And when it gets really hard and I have to like sprint for a little bit, like up a hill, I'm like, God, I'm doing this for the souls in purgatory. Help
That's
a girl
so
out
great.
here, please. So yeah, my go-to is like always like running and like kind of changing that mindset there. And in terms to like food, I don't know why I always think about broccoli. Yeah.
Broccoli's good.
It is good. It is good. But my go-to for like healthy eating is always like vegetables or like fruits. But broccoli is my big go-to. I know if I've been eating junk food for a long time, I'm like, dang, I need just a good bowl of broccoli, which sounds
little
really
salt and
funny.
pepper on
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
and a little bit of butter.
And a
Come
little
on,
bit of butter.
gotta
It's
get some
so
butter.
good.
Get them roasted.
Stop. I could seriously, I could eat broccoli every meal of every day and
me
never
too.
be sick of it. Yeah, that's so good. Holly, go to. What is it?
Okay. Well, I cannot say it would be running. I'm sorry, Janet. That is probably my. Oh, we'll save it. But I would say that it's dancing because I grew up dancing, and it was something that I could go to after school. And I think all of us girls growing up would say the same. That it was almost like a sense of therapy. Like it would be sort of, after school, we like the stress of the day and we can kind of take our minds off of what we were dealing with that day, especially middle school and high school, right? And now, was there drama within dance? Of course. But I think we could take a lot of just like kind of forget maybe just for like a little bit and then be able to express ourselves. It's a very expressive thing because you're moving your body, but you're also, the goal is to like express your feelings or the music and follow that musicality. So that's something that I've always enjoyed, and I still haven't gotten rid of it in my life. I've just morphed into different categories or styles of dancing. So I would say that's one of my favorite things. And then I also saw a video yesterday with Father Mike explaining partner dancing with a woman and a man. And I thought it was super interesting about like leading and following, because that's something I've been doing recently with salsa and bachata dancing.
Wow.
So that's been really interesting. And then when I heard that video, I was like, wow, it's so beautiful about like the man leading. It goes back to Genesis. I was like, wow, we can connect dance. And I think Albert Einstein even said like ballet is like one of the closest like forms of art that can get your soul really close to God, I think, in some way.
Oh, wow.
I forgot what the exact quote was. It was something related to spirituality as well. But yeah, so I've always done it, and I don't think I'll ever stop.
That's good.
Something I'm never going to stop doing. So, and then my favorite food. Oh, it's going to be funny. I'm not Dwight Schrute from The Office, but
here we go.
Beets
It's
are
beets.
so
Really?
good. Yes.
I would have never guessed that.
Beets,
Me
I know,
either.
I know. I'm like, guys, I'm just basically Dwight Schrute. I'm like boiling beets in the kitchen. Sometimes my roommates are like,
Well,
why?
while you're watching
Wow.
Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, Bears beats Battlestar Galactica. Yeah, I don't watch that, but but beets have been my favorite. They're slightly sweet, and I really
yeah.
enjoy them. And just salt, pepper. That's it. I can eat them
Really?
straight. I can eat them on a salad. I can eat them with, I don't know, but just a side. It's great. I love them.
That is so interesting. I would never in a million years
Beets.
said, I think your
Holly's
go-to
gonna
is
be
beets. Yeah.
Recently, it's just been my obsession.
Wow.
So, and
Do you
can
do like
boil-
pickled beets or anything like that? Or is it just,
Like you can roast them or like boil them. And honestly, what I like to do is, so you can make like pink mashed potatoes because they dye the mashed potatoes. So if anyone has kids out there and you want to incorporate beets, it almost makes the mashed potatoes sweeter. And if you can like mash them up with them, it makes it pink. So you could be like, oh my gosh, Barbie mashed potatoes.
Oh my gosh.
If you need to feed your kids like more antioxidants, that's a way to do it. So
wow. That's awesome.
yeah. So
Okay.
that's my new fave. How about you, Rick?
Let's see.
I've been
My go-to is the elliptical. Like that is my 100% go-to. I usually try to spend about an hour on it a day.
Oh gosh.
Wow.
Yeah, and I keep a fast pace. I started noticing at the gym recently. There's another gentleman who, there's rows and rows of these ellipticals, and when you get to the gym when it opens, early, there's not a ton of people there. There's only really a handful of people, what I call devotees, and I'm one of them. And there's rows and rows of these things, and yet this guy chooses to go right next to me every time. And we've never spoken because I'm usually on, and then he'll come in a few minutes later, and he gets on, and he's a little bit bigger than me, and so he's huffing and puffing right on the elliptical, and here I am just flying, watching my shows, doing my prayers, and what I realized what he was doing was he needed somebody to be by him to continue to encourage him to keep going. That's really what was happening. And so then it was a great honor. I was just like, yeah, get on over here, type of thing. At first, I'm like, why, you're annoyed at first. Like, you have all these elliptical machines. Why are you by me? Nobody else is here. But then you start to realize, oh, okay, get over here, dude. Like, let's go. But the elliptical is 100%. I could do that. I could just do it all day. I don't know why. It used to be lots of other things. I mean, if I could play a sport, now that trumps the elliptical every time. You give me a ball, let's go. But running just to run, Janet, I'm sorry too.
Sorry.
Nope, that's never.
Kudos.
I tried. I did try. I did try running. I tried long distance running, and I kind of got into it. I was dating a girl that was a cross country girl, so you have to like whatever. So I started. I'm like, you got to put up with some things, I guess. Yes, I care about what you care about, so let's run. And I ended up buying some really nice like cross country shoes, right? And they were not cheap, but I also remember the day I stopped running.
Oh,
I want to know this pivotal moment.
I want to know the story.
It wasn't because we broke up or anything. We did, but I wasn't, It was, so I'm in it now. Okay. Like got my routes. I got, 5 miles today. We'll do this and all this stuff. I go to get ready in the mornings early. I put my shoe on and lace it up. I'm like just thinking about things and going. And I go to put my other shoe on and I can't get my foot in my shoe. And I was just like, what the heck? So I thought the tongue of the shoe must have been like I was pushing the tongue of the. And so, but it wasn't it because I'm looking, there's the tongue right there. And so I take my foot out of my shoe and I look in my shoe and there's a dead rat.
Oh gosh.
No. I'm gone.
Yeah.
I'm gone.
Oh yeah.
I had a feeling you were going to say that.
I think there's something in it. I'm like, what is big and blocking?
It must have eaten some poison.
And just crawled in your shoe.
Found a warm place.
What did you do after?
Oh, I took those shoes and threw them in the dumpster and never ran again. I was like, if that's not a sign from the Lord.
Oh, God.
And then I broke up with it. No, that came later.
We said no.
So I see what you're telling me, Lord. But yeah, that was the moment I stopped. So never, I don't foresee myself. I'm glad it's for you. But it's a nightmare to me. But the other one, I got to tell you, like running is actually the second worst thing for me.
Oh, not the first?
Not the first.
There is one exercise. I feel I'm pretty fit guy, Squats are
Really?
I believe the devil invented squats.
That's like one of my favorite exercises. That's
I was
crazy.
going to say, yeah, I do enjoy.
You just don't like squats?
No. It's not that I don't like them, it's that I hate them.
Is it like the range of motion of it? Is it?
No. I don't enjoy them. That's first. Then I don't enjoy adding weights to that. I don't mind benching and doing those kinds. And then for whatever reason, like, okay, listen, you guys know me. You know how many steps I get in a day. I'm on all these things, right? I average over 30,000 steps a day. Mm-hmm. My legs are strong, I feel, but they're not. When I do squats, I literally cannot stand the next day.
Really?
And it's not like I'm trying to crush it. Like I'm not doing a billion squats with a ton of weight or anything. I just do some squats and the next day I can't, it's impossible.
No function.
For real, for real, it's so much pain and I don't like it.
Okay.
So I'm like, I have sworn off squats forever. This is way too much information on me. But that's the reality. I cannot stand squats. That's we were just watching this show. It's called the Ultimate 100. Oh, I don't remember. It's a show from Korea. And it's like finding it's on Netflix. It's like #1 show.
Oh, I think I've seen it.
Yeah, it's like trying to find the best physique in the world or whatever, or best. But they only take you from Korea. And last night it was the finale I watched. And you know what it was? It was squats with weights. That was the finale, and I was like,
and you're like, I'm done.
I was like, this is a nightmare. This is literally, if I go to sleep, if I have a fear, if I can't sleep because of fear of having a nightmare, that would be the nightmare over and over again. I have to go and do squats, and more weight gets added all the time. That would be, that glitter, cats, and country music. Those are probably all things. that the devil would use in hell against
you.
me. Yes, that would be what's waiting for me. So I am spending the rest of my life again, just wanting to be in heaven with the Lord. Not because of that, but I genuinely want to be with the Lord.
Goodness.
Yeah. Okay. So took up way too much time with that. I'm so sorry. Did you say, I gave my worst thing. What's your worst thing, Janet?
Okay, my worst thing.
You guys
honestly-
realize at this point we're never getting through all these three things on this
no,
one. Okay, this would be maybe a three-parter.
Yeah,
I don't
we're
know.
gonna have
It's
to
the
do- yeah.
physical. We'll have the mental.
There we
we'll
go.
have the
Yes.
There we go. I like it.
Let's
okay,
do that.
good.
Let's do that. And I
Excellent.
think it'll be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
My literally as you were talking, I was like, you just had such a strong emotion. And I'm like, what emotion? Like, what thing brings that emotion out of me? And honestly, it's yoga.
Oh,
Yeah. I've only done it once, and I went with like my former Francis Core community because we got a free class if we went like for the first time. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll try it. Like, cause I'm always down for trying something new. And y'all, I was such a grumpy pants. Like I really was. I was just like, what is this? What what gratification do people get out of this? Like that was like, it was just like, if I'm completely honest, it was just too hippy dippy for me.
Oh, there you go.
That was the thing because
It
like,
can get like that.
Yeah.
Like really quick.
yeah. Cause like, the yoga instructor, nothing on her. Very sweet girl. She did a great job, but like,
Clearly.
I think it's a fun. I just think it's kind of funny that they have themes for every yoga workout. And she was just like, the theme of this is love. And I was like, what? I'm like, how? Why? And, just like all these things about sending good vibes. I'm just like, where am I? What are we doing?
Which cloud are we on?
Yes.
Which
kind of-
kombucha is this?
So I just like, I can't get behind. And I know that's just like, maybe that's just one category of yoga. And maybe there's more like intense ones. Like, people do Pilates and all that. And I'm like, maybe I just need to try something like that out. But it's just like,
You need to
or
do
maybe-
Soul Core.
oh,
Have you ever heard of that?
no, I don't know if I like that.
SOUL, Soul Core. That's like the Catholic yoga.
I've
Really?
Heard
For
it.
real, yeah.
I've heard you can like pray the rosary
Yeah, that's
while you're doing
exactly.
it. Is that it?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it. Yeah.
I might enjoy that.
Okay,
actually.
that might give some
Yeah.
purpose
That
to
might
it.
give- yeah.
Just call it stretching and strength with a rosary. Maybe the term yoga. Maybe we should like
yes.
substitute that for Janet.
Yeah, no, honestly, I appreciate that, Holly,
Okay.
because yeah, maybe it was like just like I don't know. I just did
kinda-
not like it.
I like that
Very
title,
spiritual.
Stretching and Strength with the Rosary with Janet. It sounds
Now
like
you have to
a
make your own.
like a PBS show.
Yeah.
All right, so yoga, no yoga,
No yoga.
Noga.
Yoga.
Yeah.
no yoga, noga.
What about yours, Holly?
Mine. Okay. I'm gonna have to say running. I'm sorry. It is not my forte. I tried it when I was younger. Like Rick, I tried and it just didn't. I don't know. I don't know. I had like asthma, like exercise induced asthma with like a hard run workout. But I don't know. I'd rather sprint. Now I will do sprints because that to me is fun because I don't have to like do something for a really long time, like just running in circles on a track.
Yeah.
So to me, I'm like, what am I doing? This is boring. But I wish I had the mindset that you do because like I know a lot of people like it clears my head, it gets rid of my headache.
Yeah.
It does a lot of good for a lot of people, and I
It
wish
does, yeah.
I'm like I wish I could be like that. But I can't. My body's just like, nope. You can dance. Go dance. Go have a good time. I don't know. That's about it. Yeah. So running is like, ugh. It also hurts my feet. Maybe I should get some insoles. Maybe to make my mood a little bit better if I was running. The pain in my feet might be like inverting, or I don't even know what it's pronating or
I think it's inverting. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, definitely running.
What's
Wah, wah.
that? So inverting. What's the technical term for when you find a dead rat in your shoe? Because
That hasn't happened to me yet.
is that ratatouille? Is that
Ratatouille.
Oh
there
my
it
God,
is. We have a new term. You heard it here first.
You did. That was
Ratatouille.
gold. Oh my gosh.
That is so funny. Oh my gosh. So now we clearly all know what we despise, but also what we love. What's one thing you wish you would start doing? Like, is there something that you see people are into, and you're like, oh man, maybe one day I could do that. Can you think of anything like that, Holly?
Well-
What's yours?
So I heard something very funny. That's like, because I'm 23. When you're in your 20s, you're either getting married or running a marathon with your friends. And I think that is one of the most true statements. I'm doing neither at the moment. I don't like running. I'm not getting married anytime soon. So it's like, well, guess I'm divergent.
That's so funny.
I'm divergent here. But I think it's so funny.
Maybe you need to do both.
Do both at the same time.
Getting married
Las
while you're-
Vegas on a marathon. Like, that would be crazy.
You're on treadmills.
Yeah. Where's the priest?
Yeah.
Come on. There has to be some runner priests. So yeah, I would say running a marathon, like that would be so cool to me if I could do that.
Yeah.
So maybe like one day I'll try it and maybe enjoy it.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know if it's like, I feel like that's a very communal thing. Like I would be more motivated if it's with people that I enjoy like talking to, and you can run with them or you could walk with them, like walk, or just, listen to music, or I don't know. But I think I would need something to keep me accountable with running.
Yeah.
But that would be really cool. So I wish I could do that.
Are you running a marathon or getting married? Is that which one's for you, Janet?
I'm probably more leaning towards running a marathon pretty soon.
Yeah.
I'm running a marathon to get away from being married.
I am literally running away. Oh, I think that's The Runaway Bride.
Runaway Bride.
Julia
Have you seen it?
Yes, it's one of my favorites.
Oh, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
Richard Gere.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. It's a classic.
It is a classic.
Yeah, Julia Roberts has a lot of great rom-coms.
For real though.
She does. She's
Yeah.
in so many.
Notting Hill. That's
Yes,
all that-
Notting
listen,
Hill.
I
That
haven't
is.
watched that one.
Oh, Holly.
What? With Hugh Grant?
Oh, Holly.
I'll run as I'm watching that movie.
There you go. There you
I
go.
need to find a treadmill.
That's
Yeah.
a good one. You should see that
Okay.
sometime, yeah.
I do like that one. But yeah, I'm probably leaning more towards, well, honestly, I always wish that I was more of like a dancer. So like, if I'm honest, like, cause I am just not coordinated that way. My body just does not flow or move that way. I think it just has one direction, and that's going forward. And that's why I think running works for me.
Yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, I always wish that I was like a better dancer, or maybe started like a sport earlier, like gymnastics. Because I was really flexible when I was younger, but when I started running, like all that went away. But yeah, I always wish I could do that. But honestly, I think right now, like I would want to just get better at like longer distances, like in running. Because yeah, I do wish one day to, like do like 5Ks and then like start like, doing half marathons, and maybe one day, like when I'm older, like a marathon. Like, I don't think I would do lots of marathons.
What are the, would you ever be willing to do like a Spartan?
Oh, God.
Because I feel like that
there
would
you
make it
go.
exciting. Like there's something in it.
Spartan races.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like there's something. Would you ever do that, Janet? Or is that something that like maybe like I'll sign up if you sign up?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I would need someone to do it with.
Okay.
So like,
I feel like that'd be
Well, that's good news because they're
entertaining.
usually team based.
That's,
are they
that's
really?
true.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be super fun.
yeah.
Oh,
Obstacle
maybe we
course
started
or
something here. I know. Oh,
Yeah.
hmm.
So what about you, Rick?
Yoga, probably. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't play with me.
I'm sorry. I meant stretching with the
Strength and-
strength with the
strength and
rosary.
stretching with
With
the
Janet. No, honestly, you were already starting to hit on it as you were getting closer with the team-based thing, but with the Spartan stuff.
Okay.
I have really, truly always wanted to be on American Ninja Warrior. I think that would
Yeah,
just
it's
be
such a great show.
spectacular, right?
Yes.
Like that is something we would watch it like all the time and be
Yeah.
like, I could totally do that. Or, just watch, you can't even get over the first obstacle, But I think that actually has deeper rooted seeds for me from a show called Double Dare.
I have not heard.
I
of
have
it.
not
Okay.
heard that.
So, and maybe, I don't even, is it okay if I even say this? I don't know. It was a Nickelodeon show. I know with all the
Oh,
whatever going on right now with whatever. But there was phenomenal show called Double Dare. Basically, all it was a game show for kids. And you had the host would read a question. If you got the question right, you buzz in, whatever. But there were also physical challenges. And then if your team won, it's a team against team. If your team won, you got to go run the obstacle course, and it was crazy. It was like there was like maybe 5 or 6 different stations that you had to get through, and you would win a prize by completing every station. If you won all stations, then you got the big prizes. And again, you're kids, and this is 80s, so it's like the bicycle was like the big prize, or like whatever trip to Orlando or something like that. But they were obstacle courses that you had to run, but they were fun. It was like, oh, you have to find flags at every one. So it'd be like in this giant pool full of like whipped cream and stuff, and it had like a big cherry on top, and you got to find it in there. Or there's this big giant nose, and you got to pick it out of the nose with all the green ooze. Like it was just fun. So I always loved this idea of obstacle course. Right. And then so when American Ninja Warrior hit, and it hit hard, right?
Yeah, everyone was
seriously.
watching it.
Everybody was watching. We
Like
knew
every generation.
You knew the people.
Yeah.
Right. So that for me would be like, I would train for that. I would totally do that. When we lived in Florida, we lived in this neighborhood, and these guys had moved in, and they were younger guys and everything. All of a sudden, they started doing some construction in their yard, and everybody's like, what are they doing? They built an American Ninja course in their yard. Yes. And people were just coming and flying around on it and everything. I was like, that's cool, but that's a huge liability.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I would not. Yeah. I wouldn't be inviting anybody over.
Did you try it out?
Yeah.
No, I didn't, but I wanted to. I just think that would be the coolest, like just because you can imagine the training that you got to put in to actually do it. Right. But then just the funness of pushing yourself and be like, oh, I held onto the ledge, but I couldn't. I need more forearm strength, right? Or whatever it is. So, yeah, that would be mine.
I'm seeing that this Double Dare show
Yes.
is very, it's funny. It's like reminiscent of how you love, I think, like youth ministry.
Yeah.
I was like, this is like the fun. You make it fun like that because
Yeah.
it's like the prizes. You
Yep.
got like fun incentives, and yeah, I was just thinking, I'm like, wow, I think Rick's actually doing that. He doesn't. I was like, he's doing double dare.
Double Dare.
I'm like, he does that though.
You got to look up some clips, just
Yeah.
like highlights of Double Dare on YouTube, and it was just a great show. Now it's probably like, oh my gosh, total '80s show,
Yeah.
But really, I think you're right. It set a tone for me. There was this desire in me to be on that show, to like that just seemed, that's my personality to like get out there and that'd be so
win
much
it
fun.
all.
Yeah, and have people cheering you on, and and you got teammates, and you're like, let's go,
Yeah.
And I do prefer team sports.
Me too.
Over, but ironically, I hated doubles in tennis.
Oh,
Oh,
interesting.
I hated it so much because not because my partner, but anytime anything went wrong, it seemed like it was always my partner's fault.
It's always their fault.
It's always. So I didn't like that in me. I didn't like blaming somebody for that. No, but like basketball, I never felt that way. Football, I never felt that way. But tennis, it's just a couple of you, and I know I'm not messing up.
Right.
So, and I didn't like that. So, I don't know.
I know that the new craze is pickleball.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I haven't
We have a
played it yet.
pickleball set here.
You-
We have
what?
that will break out on Tuesday
For
because
sports night.
Tuesday is sports night
Oh,
for young
sweet.
adults. Yeah.
Would you be? Have you played it? Or
Oh, yes.
either
I
of you
have
played it?
not.
Oh, I've
I'm
played
also
it.
interested in
You've played
playing.
it?
Oh,
Okay,
absolutely.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Total fun.
Okay. So you like that, but that's
I played it in Colorado.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. In Colorado.
I did.
How cold was it?
I don't know what-
I was like, wait.
Why that means anything, but I did.
Like, I did it. Was it more fun than doubles and tennis? Because it seems like it's like a doubles.
That was definitely way more fun than doubles and tennis.
okay.
Way more fun. Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot more action.
Okay.
You're close to it. Yeah.
It's like real life ping pong.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of.
Basically,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like if ping pong met tennis.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Met badminton.
Yeah.
It's like Wii Sports.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm doing the
Honestly,
motion
that's
of like
true.
a little Wii guy.
Yeah.
I miss Wii Sports.
Honestly, that was a great time.
Wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
There was a time where, because we had like the balance board and everything. Did you? Yeah,
Yes.
like, you remember? Like
Oh.
because that was additional and all that. But there was a time like I even had a Wii Sports T-shirt. Like
No
I think
way.
it came with the kit or whatever. But that was so much fun. We had just a riot with the Wii Sports and the Xbox Connect.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, all those things that got
That's
you to
what
move.
I got. I had the 360. So like my parents were like, we're not going to give you video games, but we'll give you the Xbox Live 360 so we can jump and like on Sonic and stuff and
Yep.
like be on a skateboard and
Yep.
like have
So
to jump.
fun.
And you got sweaty. Like it was real deal, like a
Yeah.
workout.
In our living room, we actually have a new game system. It's called NEX, N-E-X Playground.
Ooh.
And so it's just this little square, this little multicolored square, but it's a camera and there's no controllers because you are the controller. And there's lots of games. So it'd be like, kind of like Dance Dance Revolution meets, I don't know, what's the Beat Saber. Kind of.
Okay.
But there are a lot of
Just
other
Dance.
games. So it's
Okay.
all motion-based games. My kids love it. I love hopping on there with them. It's just very active. So those have always been, I felt like that's a good use of
Yeah.
technology
And
or
we've-
video games.
We've done it before with our middle schoolers during Summit,
Yep.
and they loved it.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fun.
They had a ball with it.
Yeah, it's great. And it's so, as we look at this, all these physical things, why is it so important though that we stay active? Like, can't we just, what if we spent more time just sitting and reading and delving into the mind and going that route? Why should we be active? Like, is there a purpose to us being active? I think there is. First of all, like our bodies are built to be active. We're built to move around and do things, right? I am of the belief that everybody has it in them. We have different levels of what we can do and what we should do, but that's the same with our mental capacities and with our jobs and all those things. I feel like we are meant to be a people that are sent, that are to go out. How can you go out if you're not well prepared? Right? Like just even in a physical form, I can't go out if I'm not working out in some way, whatever that is. I'm not saying you have to be at a gym, but you certainly can't be eating Cheetos on a couch 24/7, right? Otherwise you're not going out. You're staying inward. I think so much of exercise and getting the body moving and doing things is because we're meant to be a people that interacts with other people too.
Right.
Like, why do we have team sports? It's the interaction. Otherwise it'd be all solo things and or just on your own doing that, right? And there are some things that are like that, but there's this greater call to be in community, to go out into the world, right? And how can you go out if you don't go out? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I agree with that. I think you saying that reminds me of Phil Wickham's song Creator.
Oh, I love that song.
I was meant to magnify my creator. And that's honestly what I think about when I think about physical health, like, and moving, right? Like, it's like a way of worshiping Christ, right? It's a way of saying, like, I want to magnify my creator by moving my body, right? And for me, like, when I run, like, I love running outside, like, cause then I'm in nature and like, I can see his creation. Right. And I don't know, I've had such great prayers or great thoughts about God when I'm running, cause I'm just running and it feels euphoric. And I see like all these trees and like nature. And I'm just like, God, you're so great. Like, you're so grand and you're so good. And like, I just start thanking him for everything. Like, I realize that it increases like my gratitude and like, just makes me like realize, like, I don't know, like, just how much, like, wow, you made all this for me. Like, and I, like, here I am, like, I'll move my body to show you that, like, I want to magnify you, right? Like, I want to worship my creator, right? Like, cause he made this all, right? And like, I think like, like there's people who cannot move, right?
Sure.
But like, and I think that's why your point is so great in saying like, we're meant to go out, right? Like it's not just like moving in a sense, but
Right.
it's like going out to, preach the gospel too. Like, that is in the sense, like this physical, like air quotes around physical, right? Like, like action.
Yeah.
I like that. And jumping off that point, because I was thinking I was on the same wavelength. I was like, yes. What she's saying about that, because like if you're not able to move, or if you have limited range of motion or whatever that means for you, like just physically going out. So like the physical part of going out in nature, or going to a group with people with human connection, that's super important for like social interaction, like what Rick was saying. And I think that's super important to like just get out of yourself to have that ability also to like, I don't know, like evangelize better with people, because like the more it's like the reps again. So if you're able to, easily talk to people and have that connection, I think sports and group effort activities really help with that, like social interaction and building up that like EQ, emotional quotient, I guess, with just knowing how to interact with people. And that's something I think more kids now need to do, because I don't see as many kids getting outside or like
Yeah.
doing, you know, bouncing off a few different points here. But yeah, so that's something that I agree.
1 Corinthians 6, chapter 6, verse 19. Don't you know that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit who lives in you and who is given to you by God? Like, think about that for a second. Your body is given to you by God, and it's meant to be a temple for the Holy Spirit. So what do we do with temples? Well, I mean, we make them look good, right? Because it's the place that the Lord resides. And so if you're doing your best, that's one thing, like, and to whatever capacity that is. But if you're not giving your best to your body, what are we saying about what's been given to us? I would always tell high schoolers, think of it this way. Let's say your neighbor comes, you're good friends with your neighbor, and they come over and they're like, hey, I'm going to go away for a little bit. Would you mind taking care of my new little puppy? Right. And of course you love the puppy. So you're like, of course. Yeah. And you keep the puppy with you, and you feed it, you walk it, you do all the right things with it. And that's a neighbor's dog, right? That's one thing. You said yes, because it's not mine. It's yours. You care about it. I care about it. I'm going to take care of that. Do we do that with our own bodies that have been given to us as a gift? And it's so much more than a neighbor's little puppy, right? So what are we doing with that great gift that the Lord has given us? Again, everybody has their own ability to do with it, but are we giving our best? Are we making our temple a place that the Lord is proud of, right? Or are we just kind of taking our temples for granted? Which definitely, there's been seasons in my life where I have. Absolutely. Eat the wrong things, drink the wrong things, not go out, be more sedative, sedated.
Sedentary.
Sedentary. That's the one. Yes.
Got it.
We're learning all kinds of new words today. It's great. But what are we really truly living as if our bodies are a temple of the Holy Spirit? Because that's the truth. The Holy Spirit resides within us. Is it like going, yeesh? I don't want the Holy Spirit going, you got to get up and move, dude. Like, you haven't done anything. You haven't, not that the Holy Spirit, of course, would say that, but there's this sense of, it's not even culpability. I don't feel bad about it. Like, I want to give the Holy Spirit a beautiful temple, right? It's not a guilt thing. It's what I want to give back of what's been given to me. So maybe as we kind of wrap this up, maybe that's going to be our thought with the physical body that we've been given, is because it's not our own. And guess what? One day we have to return it. And are we happy with what we're giving back? Is the Lord happy with what we've done with our temple? So that is what we're going to take away from today. I'm so sorry that we did not get to mind and spirit yet, but we're going to. That's going to be, those will be the next two, I think. I think those are good conversations. Yeah. Excellent. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Like, subscribe, pass it on, do all those fun things. We appreciate you, and we will see you next time on Happy Hour.